Hello everyone and welcome to Formula Virtual Racing, Season 13, Round 2. We're here at Monza and you may notice the commentary sounds a bit different. It's objectively less Irish this week. That's because I'm your reserve commentator Adam and I am joined in co-comms by Niels.
Hello.
So, Round 2. Hard to say after just one round as to who the favourite's going to be, but who would you point your finger towards?
Legend is back on the grid, so Legend is obviously the main guy, the main favorite. Avesta won last round in Belgium, and Tyler was second, close behind. So those guys are probably the first to hunt down Legend. Maybe Luke as well, but he said a couple of weeks ago that he doesn't get along with the game, so could be interesting. Maybe some guy like Thomas Main, who returned today, can actually challenge up front as well, but we will see after the qualifying.
But Thomas Main is one that I have seen from other series, is one who is very quick, so he'll be one to look out for. Legend is one I've heard of being extremely fast. So we'll see, but yeah, Legend is the first one out on track, as you mentioned. Both Ferraris are out there together.
Ferraris representing the Italian flag today as well. So other than a home race victory for the Scuderia is probably not enough for the Tifosi.
Yeah,
Legend is warming up his tires to go on the fast lap.
He will be the first one to go onto a fast lap. He's properly trying to generate some heat in those.
Going through the Parabolica. And now he switches on the ERS. Going up to a hot lap now, using some overtake.
That's one thing I like about this game, is that you can now see who is on a lap just by switching on the hot lap mode. But into turn 1, big lock up.
Good traction out of the corner, round we go to the second chicane. Hard braking zone approaching by like 370 kilometers per hour. Not to take much curb there, we've done it pretty well. Going through Lesmo 1, approaching Lesmo 2, taking them to 5th gear as well. Now the run down to Ascari. He's still got 50% of his ERS battery left, so he's gonna use that probably on the back straight. Good entry. Can take much more speed through this corner than last games. Now the run down to Parabolica. Around 50 meters braking zone, then full throttle out of the corner using all of his remaining ERS, and now the lap is gonna be 1 minute 19.0.
It's the first lap on the board. We're gonna see whether or not it's a good representative as his teammate.
Oh, there must have been a mistake in that lap, because that's quite far off. Thomas Main only 2 tenths behind Legend.
Yep.
Next up is Tyler. Looks good as well. Only 1 tenth behind.
Luke Davis is on a lap as well. He's going to be the next to take the line. He's on a much lower ERS battery at this stage, coming through the final corner, using the rest of it with a bit of overtake.
He will run out of ERS across the line.
P4.
Quite a decent gap. 1 second to Legend.
Bob Yoon is the next one, coming through Parabolica.
Next up, Avesta.
P5 for Bob Yoon in the Haas. Avesta, as you mentioned, he's one you expect to see at the top. Using the rest of the overtake, he may just run out of charge here as he comes to the line. Avesta goes second, just a 10th behind Legend. And behind that was one of the V-Carbs, going P6.
Yeah, Maurice on 6. As Tim aborts this lap. Next up should be Sauber, Julius Gassner. Coming through Ascari now.
Julius.
Yes, really much. Yeah, it's left around 60%.
There was a crash in the back. Adrian, I saw in the background.
Adrian.
Went off the back.
Adrian in the wall.
Off Ascari.
At the exit of Ascari. Probably lost the rear end and stepped out.
Yeah, it looked midway through. Midway through Ascari, it looked like he dropped it and he just spun in the background whilst we watched Julius, whose lap puts him P9. Just a couple more guys without a time. One of those is Williams. Williams, who's in a Mercedes. That's a bit confusing. He goes 8th.
Now the yellow flag button now on the top left is going crazy.
Oh, I hate this in this game. It's so so distracting.
The next one should be Nathan Marriott in the Aston Martin, I think.
Well, he's the only one on a lap at the minute, and he's one of the only ones to yet to set a time.
May run out of fuel on the line, because he's low on it as well.
Well, you gotta have low fuel if you're on a quali run. You gotta take that risk as we ride on board. Through that last corner, Parabolica picks the throttle up as early as you can, because in the run to the line
should be a 21, 25. Okay.
P8. Not a bad attempt. Got a couple of people back out on track, ready for their second run. Legend and Thomas Main, some of the big hitters in this quali session so far. Two tenths separating those two who are out on track. There's Legend, who's weaving his tyres so aggressively, trying to get the temperature back in. It clearly worked last time.
In this game you really need to do that, because the tyres aren't going to warm up if you don't do that on this lap, on this out lap. It's actually more efficient if you let the AI drive, because the AI will warm up the tyres much easier than a real player can do.
For sure, that's something I've noticed. You don't want to start your lap on cold tyres, it's one of the worst things. Especially when turn 1 Monza here is such a big braking zone that you've got to nail. Legend starting his lap. Into turn 1 he goes. Will he lock it up this time? Yes.
But not a problem, because the line was good. Good traction out of it, using some ES to get a boost. Now down to the Variante Roger. Hard braking zone again, a little lock up on the left.
Bumping over the curb.
Mischief there, that's gonna cost him. Some ES again.
So aggressive at the entry of Ascari, but it clearly works.
Last games you would have been punished to take this course that aggressive, but this game you can do it.
And it looks so good when you do it as well, through the last corner.
It feels also amazing. Tight line to the finish line.
It's 2 tenths quicker.
2 tenths quicker.
Thomas Main had a little bit of a moment on the entry.
Moment there on the entry.
And he improves slightly, but stays P3. Avesta's back out on an out lap. Tyler Davison's on a lap as well.
Slower to the second sector. And he lost that little moment, that's it. He can avoid that lap. Who's next up?
Well, someone yet to set a time, Tim Denhire in the Williams. He saw his teammate crash out at this point, and he's had a little moment as well. I think that's going to cost him.
He's actually quite low on ES as well. He will probably run out of it on the line. We can see on the onboards how much more confident Legend, for example, is through the last corner, because Tim only applies the throttle halfway through. Legend is already like 25% in the corner and he already is back on the throttle.
Yeah.
Because he gets the car to stick there.
Speaking of Legend, his teammate Sam Fate coming for Ascari as well. He's currently P5. He's about 8/10 off Legend.
A little bit of improvement through the second sector as well.
And you got to keep an eye on Avesta and Luke as well, who are both on times at the front of the field. There's a lockup from...
Missed the apex there.
Yeah, missed the apex and a lockup from Sam.
And he aborts it.
So jump to Avesta, who's backed off his lap. Avesta going slowly, so Luke
is the next. Coming through as a parabolic car. Tied line to the finish line. It doesn't look quick.
And it doesn't go any quicker. Maurice on the lap, taking that, trying to take some slipstream off a very slow moving Avesta. If anything, I think he costed himself some time. But he's purple with sector 2 apparently.
That's a bug.
Well, we'll see. We will see when he hits the line.
He's also low on ES. You will definitely have less top end speed through the parabolic car, as he's also already running out of it.
To the line, Maurice manages to improve by 2.5 tenths, but P7's the best he can get.
Bob Yoon up next, but his lap is invalid. I think we are through with the second runs. Last runs probably will start around 3 minutes of 2:30, and then we will have a literal shootout.
And for that shootout, who do you think will be the one to come out on top?
Probably Legend. Maybe Avesta can squeeze out some more out of his time, but Legend is already 3 times up and probably has some bits that he can improve on the lap, like the entry in the first Lesmo as well.
When we rode on board him as well, he looks so much more confident than some of the others. I mean, we haven't really seen Avesta put in a time on board yet.
Oh
but
wait, there's someone on the lap. The Williams.
It ain't.
Goes for 8. 1,000 off Morris in P7.
Yeah, not a bad time there. And a big lock up into turn 1.
Nave Marriott also on the lap. He's next. He's the only one right now on the lap.
I'm not sure if his ERS is going to make it. He's already on 60%, but he is slightly up.
I think he validated the first lap as well, that he tried to set. Yeah, because the fuel saving indicator is also switched on again.
Well, Nathan Marriott, he seemed pretty stable between the two Lesmos. You know, he'll pick up a bit of DRS and a slight slipstream from the Mercedes.
Mercedes should actually get out of the way because he's gonna hold him up through Ascari.
Yeah,
that's costing him much time.
Yeah, so all he gained from a slipstream, he's probably lost from Ascari,
and he knows that.
Yeah,
he knows it.
He's back to medium ERS as well.
That could be a penalty maybe for Durga for impeding.
I'm sure the stewards will take a dim view of it. So, Sam Williams, who just put his car in P8, has just put his car in the wrong place on track. And with that, we'll have 0 cars on track.
Avesta or Julius is going out. One of the Red Bulls is going out right now.
That is a good question. Camera won't show me who it is.
It is Julius, P13. He nearly spins on his outlet. Perfect. All eyes on you, Julius.
All eyes on you. Interesting strat. He's rejected any chance of getting a slipstream.
Vesta's going out. Maybe the Red Bulls are going.
Oh, that's Maurice going out.
Maurice.
The Red Bull Junior team.
the indicators on the minimap are literally nearly the same for the Red Bull and the V car. Quite difficult to get them out of, to split them apart. And I can confirm that we have no rain expected for the race.
There's one less chaotic thing to look out for.
It's a dry race to the end. But if the history serves me correct, the last time Evan wasn't here in Monza, it was a complete chaotic race. So maybe we get one of those as then Julius is starting his lap.
Yeah.
Probably his last one.
I'd say so. I'll ride on board with him. Legend and Thomas are also now out of the pit lane together, but Julius starts his lap.
He goes. He will have massive traffic on his lap. Not quite well timed.
Yeah, he's timed it terribly. Look at that.
As and Dolga run into his the back of his teammate as Julius goes invalid. He should save his ES, but he doesn't.
I don't think Khan Dolga knew Julius was coming, whereas Sam probably did. Went on the brakes and Dolga's hit into the back of him.
What I don't understand right now is why Julius isn't saving his ES. He's still on medium.
That's very true.
And pushing his tires. He should save the tires and his ES, but...
Well, interesting strat here. Thomas is right up the back of Legend, so he's looking to get that slipstream off of the man who's currently quickest. I'm going to ride on board with Legend.
But he will have massive troubles while through the corners.
Well, Thomas decided to go very close to the back of Legend here. Slipstream is pretty big in this game, but maybe he's just a bit too close. We'll see when we cross the line, because this will be interesting now. Legend coming to turn 1.
Massive problems in the back as many guys are swerving and trying to avoid each other.
Legend having less problems in turn 1 than before. He doesn't lock up just as much, but Thomas has caught him tremendously down the straight. That slipstream really paying off, but this is the part now where he'll start to struggle.
5 tenths up.
5 tenths up.
Thomas is 5 tenths up in the first sector.
That's enough. That's enough just off the back of it to get to pole, but we'll see how much Legend can improve. Thomas is right up the back of him. Is he too close though? Is he going to end up alongside?
He needs to pass him. He needs to pass him.
They're going to be almost side by side in the Scari and Quali. Have you ever seen anything like it?
Interesting strategies by the Kicksauer. He needs to pass him or he's going to lose all his progress, and he does.
He's gone for the overtake at Parabolica. We're not even in the race yet.
We're racing in qualifying. Interesting strategies.
The
but
checkered flag is out. Thomas, only second.
He lost too much behind him.
Oh, it's over for him. Second's the best he'll get. Legend clings onto pole position as things stands. Avesta won't improve his time. He's backed off his lap. Tyler Davison in P4 is the closest one who can challenge. Julius P10.
Julius 10th. Sam Williams in the Mercedes goes to 7th.
We've got Tyler and we've got Luke, the next two to cross the line. Tyler is able to stay
Luke
fourth.
is not faster. The last one on the flying lap is Morris. He's improved in the second sector, but he has no ES left.
And stays ninth.
Only 9th.
Avesta not on a lap. Is into the pit lane. Wow.
We are finished with qualifying then.
Thomas Main, I think, just too close to the back of Legend. By the time they got to Ascari, he had to essentially back out before he got to the corner. Otherwise, he would have been side by side.
And he actually pushed him through the corner a tiny
yeah.
bit. So that probably messed up Legend's lap as well.
Yeah, I'm sure Legend won't be happy about it, even though he got pole. I'm sure he won't appreciate the dark arts used by the Kicksauer.
But one thing that we didn't talk about on the stream is that Tim Den Haya actually picked up a 5th place penalty for illegal blocking.
So he, alongside Dolgo, will go to the back of the grid.
So, Legend on pole, Thomas Main in second, Westergaard in third, Tyler Davison in fourth, Sam Fate fifth, Luke in sixth, Sam Williams, I think, if I'm correct, in seventh, Nathan Marriott eighth, Maurice Strummer in ninth, and Julius Gessner in 10th.
And from what we've seen in quali, it's going to be a great fight at the top, especially between the top two.
It could get heated.
And Monza's one where breaking the DRS barrier is not easy at all. There might be a lot of swapping for position throughout the field, and that's always going to lead to some chaos.
We probably will see a medium hard strategy and one stop. Maybe some guys are trying to start on the softs, but the safest option is probably the medium hard. But if the history of FVR is correct, we will get one safety car at least. Monza is a hotspot in FVR for safety cars.
Absolutely, absolutely. Safety cars seem a bit hard to come by in this year's game, but I'm sure one will pop up at some point.
If there's one track where we get one, it's probably Monza. Interesting to know is that a former world champion also confirmed that he's racing next week, as Louis McWilliam is coming back for one race next weekend. He said I should talk good about him. I probably think he's gonna DNF on the first lap, as we have.
Oh, we're straight into the race.
Lights.
Kick Sauber on the left, Ferrari on the right.
And we are on the way.
And the better start goes to Legend. There's already some drama at the back.
The best at the front. What happened there?
Car from the background, Julius spun off the line as his teammate Avesta side by side with Thomas Main, and he's already picked up P2. Darth Main dropping to third, but he's already trying to put his nose up the inside of Avesta. Can't quite get the run.
Sam Williams going through the gravel trap.
As Legend having to defend from Avesta.
Many scraps in the back. Sam Williams spun around.
Sam Williams around.
Sauber actually picked up front wing damage off the line as well.
I wouldn't be surprised. He hit the wall pretty hard, spinning off the line. I almost didn't believe what I'd seen. I thought I'd made it up, but no. He's around. Sam Williams, another one who's had a casualty on lap 1, but everyone's still in the race. Legend still in the lead. Avesta up to P2. Thomas May up to P3. And off!
Sam Veit in the background.
Sam Veit. I was about to say he's had a good lap 1, but straight off at Ascari he goes. He's dropping down the field. He promotes Luke Davis up to P4 and Tyler Davison in the top 5. Nathan Marriott up to P6 with Tim Den Hyer, who started last. P7. Have a look at some of their strats, what tyres everyone is on, as we see mediums for everyone bar Sam Williams.
Many guys actually saving their ERS as well, only 2 guys.
Smart dive, Luke hitting Thomas Main, and across the runoff a couple of cars as well.
Literal dogfight at the back as Dolga got spun round, 5 cars scrapping in turn 1.
Scraps across the field.
A look at Legend quite bumpy over the curbs.
And side by side in the background and off, Adrian into the wall with one of the V-carbs as Maurice. And they lost a lot of time in doing so. They're back into the clutches of Dolga and Sam Williams.
But at the front, Avesta having a look at Legend.
He
backs out. Sam Fate overtakes the Haas. And Avesta had a little moment there. Nearly doing the same as Sam Fate.
Ooh, a Hasselhoff in the background as well. I think everyone in this race is going to have several moments. It's just one of those action-packed races where you can't ever, at any point, kind of let off the throttle and just relax.
As a little scrap between Morris and Adrian actually cost them a bit, as
Avesta to the lead.
Avesta with DRS going through.
Avesta into the lead. Luke Davis had a look at Thomas Main whilst having to defend from Tyler Davison as well. There's a scrap at the back as well between several cars, but we're looking at the lead.
No.
At the front, Legend isn't quite close enough to make the move on Avesta. There's a lock-up for the lead car, and at the back, that scrap has just about dissipated. So the front battle, well, everyone's within DRS range off each other, down to about P8.
Now we will see it, so-called DRS trains, as Avesta is the one who will get no further push through the over the crest. Through Ascari we go, much more dirty air now for Legend, of course. Probably we will sitting behind at the DRS detection point and we'll stream past on the exit of Barica with ERS usage as well. As Avesta goes a little bit wide. Here comes the champion.
Thomas Main with fast lap, and he's looking to go to the lead as well. It's 3 wide at the front.
Takes both of them.
Wow.
Amazing job.
Into the lead from P3, Thomas Main. Legend ends up staying in P2, Avesta losing 2 positions for the price of 1, and now Luke Davis is the one just behind him. Legend's going to sit behind for P2, I assume. He's not going to send it here, no he doesn't.
No, he's waiting.
Smart. Very smart. As the 2 Hasses begin to get detached from this lead group. This lead group going all the way down to Sam Fate, who we saw had the slight spin on lap 1.
A little wobble there by Nathan Marriott in the background. Cost a little bit of time. And Legend waits. It's really a waiting game here, because you want to have the DRS on the main straight, because there you gain the most time with it. As everybody's waiting behind Thomas. Can Avesta do the same as Thomas did?
I think he might be able to, you know. He's very close to the back of Legend, who in turn is right up the back of Thomas Main.
Julius. Okay, Julius only yellow.
Will we see the same?
Maybe as well. He's going for it. No,
he backs out. Stays, accepts P2. It's Legend, who is now in the lead of this one. Avesta got a little bit of a hit over the back by Thomas Main. Will we see these 2 go side by side? No. Thinks better off it.
They shouldn't do it, because they will lose much more time if they fight behind Legend than just drag themselves around with each other.
Absolutely.
As Sam Fate is on the back of Tim Den Haya as well.
It's the first penalty of the race, and Julius out.
Yeah, and there's the safety car.
There it is. You predicted it. And Julius is the first one to be out of the race, just after Maurice was the first one to pick up a penalty in the race.
The Julius struck again.
So, with the early safety car, I'm sure a lot of people would avoid the pit lane, but we might see 1 or 2 taking a bold strat, maybe switching to a 2-stop.
Problem is, you will probably get out behind these guys on the back that
whoa, we're actually seeing everyone into the pit lane. Avesta
already 10 seconds.
Oh wow.
Dead?
We see one of the Hasses and Tim Den Haya take the risk and stay out. I thought the risk was going to be pitting. Everyone is in essentially. Avesta, what a way to speed into the pit lane on the safety car.
Picking up 10 seconds. If there's no safety car later on, that's probably race over.
If you're Avesta, surely you pit next lap just to get rid of the 10 seconds.
You have to, essentially.
Yeah.
and then you have to go back to get the hearts again.
Yeah, he's got to pit twice.
He can stretch out with the safety car because they are going slowly, but he has to pit twice now, or else he has problems later on.
So it's a stretch to try and get these halves to the end,
what
but
are they
overtaking and then defending.
There was some miscommunication in the entry of the pits between those guys. I think we have found the start of the problem for Avesta, maybe.
Well, Avesta was ahead of Thomas Main when the safety car was called. And certainly there were at least 2 cars side by side at the pit entry, I did see. I wasn't sure who it was, but maybe that is starting to piece together what's happened. Zalba's asking for an interview.
Yeah, he's sitting in the waiting room not knowing that we're in the PS party. So, it's the 2 out front who have opted to stay out, and there's a crash! Okay,
Thomas Main!
Yeah,
Thomas Main's out!
Avesta straight up murdered him. That's a slam down penalty, I've got it on screen.
Okay, that's one I didn't quite see.
He drove alongside him and did the feather with him.
And Avesta's now in serving his penalty. I'm sure he'll have an even bigger one after the race if what you saw is correct. All I saw was a Sauber spin-off at Parabolica. That's not what you want to see. And he's come out onto intermediates as well, just to add to the woes.
So a little backstory, Thomas seems like overtook Avesta in the pit lane and Avesta is salty because of that. I have to talk with Aaron for one moment.
That is understandable. Safety car continues, and I'm sure it's going to go around for another lap here. As it's Tim Denhire, the man in the lead. P2 in the Haas is Bas van Zijp. I think maybe that's how you say it. Legend Rosenborg in P3, the man who has led the majority of this race, has 2 cars now to try and dispatch who are yet to pit, and the safety car is in, so I was wrong just a moment ago.
Give me a second. Oh, okay,
yep.
Going back. Oh shit. Okay. I thought I could maybe talk to Luke if we're gonna restart the race, but that has to wait now.
Well, yeah, safety car is in, and Blaze Tim has gone for it. They've left Legend a bit in the waiting. There's 2 side by side.
I don't even know what to say about that behavior from Avesta.
Yeah, there's not much you can say, but we'll continue watching the racing. Tim Denhire kept the lead from the Haas behind. The Legend's now right up the back of them, trying to see if he can return to his usual position in first place. There's some fighting in the back. Nathan Marriott lost some positions. Borville Bunin is up a position as well.
Mr. Haas is shoving Tim through the corners. Here's Legend right up his rear end.
And surely Legend,
sight to see.
surely Legend at some point, maybe into a scar, is going to get the run. They're both using overtake and then back to medium. It's working for Legend because he's peeling alongside to the outside of Ascari. Is he going to make this move work? They stay side by side. Legend gets the move done, and the man in front of him, Tim Denhire, has a 3-second time penalty.
I will be back in 5 minutes.
That's all good. We're seeing Luke Davis. He's now going to get past the Haas of Bass. So the staying out strategy not quite working for those out front. Bass losing another position to Tyler Davison. And he's got Nathan Marriott right up behind him as well. Tim Denhire, will he defend from Legend? He's going to have to pit again. Will he make any move to defend? Will he stay side by side? He forces Legend to go the long way round, and he stays side by side on the exit of the corner as well. He has the softer tyre, but he has the older tyre, and that begins to show. Legend, Rosenborg into the lead. Luke Davies following him around the outside of the Williams. And through goes Tyler Davison as well, up the inside. Our top three has changed yet again. It's Legend from Luke, from Tyler. In the background, Sam Fate looking to get past Tim Denhire as well. He's not quite able to do that either. Khan Dolger up to P6, the highest we've seen him today. And there's an incident at the back, I think. We've seen Borbune lose some positions to Maurice. Bass has dropped all the way to 10th in this one lap, so I'm not quite sure if there was an incident there or just he got picked off on the straight. But the order beginning to settle down now that we've seen the guys who have stayed out lose their positions, and Bass now picks up a time penalty to make his woes that bit worse. We're seeing the two Hasses near each other like we saw it before the safety car was even called. DRS enabled. Will we see a move going into turn 1? Well, we'll see a move further back. That's Sam Fate getting past Tim. A move that was on the cards for quite a while. Although Tim's not having any of it. Sends it back, locks the rear, and is lucky to not make any contact, or any severe contact at least, with the Ferrari. The top three remain intact, and Sam Fate's car remains intact, most importantly. Tim Denhire down to 5th, Khan Dolger, as we mentioned, in 6th. He got past Nathan Marriott. Sam Williams, Adrian Taichi, and Bass Van Zype make up the top 10. Legend 8/10 now ahead of Luke. If anything, he's starting to drop those guys behind, but the constant DRS at this track means they can always catch back up. As Khan Dolger's past Tim, Nathan Marriott's going to go straight past as well. Tim then goes deep into a Ascari. That gives a chance for Sam Williams, and there's contact between the two. Blaze Tim's off and into the barriers, and we're going to get our second safety car off the race. Tim Denhire out the Grand Prix, with a little help from Sam Williams and a little help from an unsafe rejoin. And we see our 4th retirement off the race. 11 left running and the safety car is out. I'm sure we won't see many into the pit lane this time. I know that's what I said last time, but with most of those now settled to go to the hards to the end, the safety car is just going to help that tyre reach the end. So if you're Sam Williams or Bass Van Zype or Maurice, I'm sure you'll jump into the pit lane as they have done. In the form of the two Hasses, Borbune and Bass Van Zype. Borbune going onto a set of mediums and a front wing change. Bass Van Zype onto the hards for the first time. Borbune's going to have an interesting attempt to get mediums to the end. Maurice is into the pit lane as well. And a set of hard tyres will go on to his car, currently running in last place. And welcome back, Neil.
Just got to get the confirmation that we are not restarting the race. But I must have missed retirement at the moment.
Yeah, Blaze Tim went deep at Ascari, and he kind of rejoined in the path of Sam Williams. And there's a bit of contact, and he's been helped into the barrier.
Okay, that explains it. Second safety car then.
Yep. I said they were hard to come by, but we've had two, so. And at this rate, we've had more laps on the safety car than actual green flag.
Not a nice thing to say about a race.
When we have had green flag racing, though, it's been highly entertaining. Just waiting for Maurice and Bourbion to catch the back of the safety car.
Going back into the pits. Has he got a 5-second penalty, or does he go back
not that I
onto the
saw.
mediums? If he goes back onto the mediums, that's quite ambitious, to say the least. And he does.
He does. So him and Bourbion are going to try and get that tyre to the end. I guess when you're in that position, there's not much to risk. Not much to lose, sorry. Sam Williams stayed on the mediums on the safety car as well, which is crazy. I don't know when he's planning on coming in. But yeah, big surprises from that stint. Kondolga managed to make his way up to P5.
Yeah, he's known for his comeback drives, all his silent drives up to the front.
Yeah, for sure. But he's one that has been complaining about the physics of this new game. He's only recently got onto. It's a good.
I think everybody is complaining at some point, because the game is really not the best at driving.
So once again, we wait for Maurice, 30 seconds off, to try and catch the safety car. Should do by the end of this next lap.
Because we are lapping one more time behind the safety car, this will be the last time behind the safety car. Morris can actually make it through with the mediums at the end, but it's gonna be quite a difficult stint for him to manage that.
Yeah, maybe he's banking on another safety car coming out at some point just to help him along.
That could be quite a saving grace for him, but that would allow everybody else to get back on the softs as well, and
yeah,
he has not the pace to catch up to the front. His fight is maybe for P8.
Yeah, I'd say so. And he's still got Sam Williams out there on 7-lap-old medium tyres, so...
He has to pit,
Absolutely.
certainly. There's no way he can make them last the entire race distance, as we are going green at the end of this lap.
And we see the whole field weaving.
Yeah, trying to get the hard tires and the mediums to work. Fastest lap right now by Sam Fade, 21.3. Probably will be gotten beaten at some point in the race. Legend is gonna make the restart as late as possible, maybe. No!
Oh, he's gone already.
Gone already. Luke didn't expect that one.
Luke, nor did Tyler Davison.
Actually slept on a restart.
He's a second behind. P2 already is Tyler. He's going to get away with it and stay in P3, I believe. There's side by side there, Kondolga and Nathan Marriott.
Can't go steep.
Keeps the position off Adrian.
Adrian got either shoved off the circuit or just broke himself, as everybody gets by.
At the front though, Legend holding on to it from Luke Davis.
Khan is on the back of Sam.
Stays
Dave is
behind.
dropped already, as Sam Williams is also dropped. He's 1.1 second behind already. Those old mediums don't work anymore.
No, that's definitely the way it
He
looks.
should have pitted. But it was worth the risk. Maybe that could have gone some more
Maybe.
laps.
2 Haas side by side.
Streams past his teammate, maybe a team order at Haas.
Maybe, but he's now alongside Maurice as well. Maurice is at the
Maurice going
outside.
for it.
Off the track, back on the track, and they somehow don't make any contact.
Not the nicest of moves there, but it worked as the Haas gets back at him.
Bit of revenge, straight back by.
Adrian should really consider just sitting behind because they will both touch at some point.
Maurice is at tyre advantage, he's on the mediums. Is he going to get by this time?
He needs to get by now because the tires need to go into fresh air as the Haas shoves them nearly off the circuit under braking.
And the Haas is off. Haas fought too much, and Adrian's touched him.
Poor Adrian.
Minding his own business, got caught up in the drama.
Oh no, why Adrian? That poor guy can't catch a break.
And back down, the only car left running who is outside the top 10. At the front, Legend has broken almost a second advantage to Luke, but that DRS is going to start coming in handy. And once again, we see the top 6 involved in the
Sam
DRS
Williams
chain.
sitting behind, he's waiting. This allows Morris to catch up.
The 2 on the mediums, and Sam is off, and that may be another safety car.
That is a safety car, 100%.
There it is.
This gives Adrian the chance to get back at the field. If he finishes the race, he will score, getting more points than he did last season if it finishes like this.
Luke is in. Luke is in.
Luke is
Tyler
in.
is in.
Legend
Delgo
stays out.
Everyone is in, bar Legend,
Except
bar Bob Yoon.
Bob Yoon and Morris. Wrong strategy call there.
I think a wrong strategy call for Legend. What tyres are everyone going to go on to? That's the question. Medium tyres.
Fresh sets of mediums on all of the guys behind.
You have to say, actually, if Bob Yoon and Maurice's tyres are still okay, they might have pulled off a great strategy call. They're up to P2 and P3 and on the same tyres as everyone else. If their tyres are still alive.
But they are 5 laps old.
Yeah.
So P6 or 7.
How nicely have they treated them.
The fresh tyre is so much better on this track. Or in general on this game. And Luke and Tyler are 2 guys that will easily work their way around Morris and Bob Yoon. At that point maybe Legend is already gone with his hearts. But
maybe.
That's still up in the air because those hearts are 10 laps old. They won't have as much grip as the fresh mediums.
They will catch him. No matter the gap Legend builds on the safety car restart, Luke and Tyler and anyone else in those mediums will catch Legend.
They just need to get by Morris and Bob Yoon and they will hunt down Legend at that point.
So the table has been flipped on who can win this race. Sam Williams out the race. He was involved with the crash with Tim Denhire and then eventually crashed out in the same place Tim did.
Adrian actually jumped the Haas in the pit lane as well, so he's up to 9th.
Yes, he is.
Did Sam Fate just hit Tyler on the safety car? I mean, everything is possible, but
yeah.
It looked quite close between those 2 guys.
No visual damage for Sam Fate, so...
Could just be my eye telling me lies.
Or maybe there was a very slight tap, who knows? I did not see anything, so...
Adrian is back in the pits. He's going back on the...
He's going with the older mediums.
Yeah. Interesting strategy right there. Maybe some damage that we didn't see.
Yeah, it must be some sort of wing change or something.
Because otherwise this strategy call wouldn't make sense.
We're just going to have to stick it out now because the safety car is going to be in this lap, I reckon.
If he catches them, yes. The safety car can go in as long as he catches them by the DRS point.
But as long as Adrian doesn't drive purposely slowly, he's going to catch the back of that field.
He's not in a hurry as it seems.
I wouldn't be if I was him. Not on those tyres.
Nearly, he gets a snap on the... No, he's really not pushing it. Trying to maybe stretch out one more lap. But he's catching them there through Ascari and he's approaching Ascari. He's slowing down more.
Yeah. He might have timed this right. No, safety car's it.
No,
safety car's going.
No. Safety car's going in. He's
And a 10 second.
Legend. 10
Is there
seconds.
damage? No, no damage to Borbune, but a significant time penalty.
Another 10 seconds. Second one of this race.
And there's also
Legend
3 seconds to
gone
Maurice.
last time already. Now he's waiting much longer, switching up his strategy for this one.
The safety car's still on the track.
Going.
The safety car's
not.
still going.
Okay. And Adrian is going to pit again. He's
So
doing it.
all in all, it works out for Adrian in the end. I'm not sure. Did the safety car ever get called in, or did Legend just back off?
Might be onto something. I think he's going to go on the softs.
It's medium.
No, it's mediums. Okay, you just confused me even more.
It's the more interesting strategies from the man in the Williams. He always keeps the commentators guessing. But either way, I'm not sure what happened there. I don't know if the safety car ever got called in the first place, but Legend definitely backed off the safety car.
He backed off quite significantly.
Unless maybe he didn't back off, and maybe Borbune just hit him, and that's maybe when they lost.
That could also be possible.
Maybe.
But every lap that they drive behind the safety car is even better for the guys on the mediums. Because they can save the tires more and push later on.
Yep. I mean, those on the older mediums as well, it benefits their poor tyre wear. But they do have quite big penalties now, the two of them. 10 seconds for Borbune and 3 for Maurice. Now the safety car is in, for sure. And Adrian has 1 lap less older softs, mediums than everyone else, so...
Maybe this 1 lap allows him to win this race.
Well, we're seeing that weaving again from Legend at the front. I mean, if it's hard to warm up the softs in this game, imagine what it's like with the hards. It's basically impossible. But Legend's gonna get as much heat as he possibly can before this restart. Will he go early? Will he go late? He goes early again.
And Borbune didn't expect that one. Morris as well. Luke already alongside. He needs to back off.
He's waited enough. He's now able to make that move.
Tyler's also on the back. Better restart by Tyler this time.
And Sam Fate's alongside Tyler as well into the back. Oh!
Not the best of moves there, Luke. He hit the curb on the inside going for the move.
I did see something get kicked up. I don't know if it was grass or if it was a bit of damage.
Tyler
Borbune nearly hit the back of Legend.
Outside of Morris. Can he stick it? Yeah, he does.
Yes, good move.
Morris
good
has
move.
to back out.
Sam Fate looking at the back of Morris as well.
Morris is dropping like a stone.
So it's Legend in front, but he is the one on the much worse tyre strat.
And
Everyone else
Borbune
is softer,
on the back of
newer
him as
tyres.
Sam Fate goes through on Morris. Morris shouldn't be fighting those guys. He loses more time if fights than
That is the problem. At this track, once one gets past you, everyone follows you through because you lose so much time being passed. Here comes Luke up the inside of Borbune, who didn't seem to have that much worse a pace than Legend, but
Tyler goes through
Luke not
as
waiting.
well.
Tyler.
And now we have a real fight for the win as well. Because those two guys behind him are fresh for you.
Oh, he's gone for it. We found the DRS.
Legend turns in on Luke.
And is Luke going to make the track? Yes, Luke stays on the track. He's side by side with Legend.
Fiber flying off the car.
There's more contact between the two.
Wheels.
And Luke
Legend is fighting with all he's got.
Luke cannot
Elbows
stay
out.
alongside. Borbune outbraked himself, had to skip the track. Smart thinking from him, rather do that than hit the back of someone.
Fate and Dolga going through.
Yeah, that's costed Borbune a lot of time and a lot of positions. At the front though, Luke now for the first time since the safety car is going to get some DRS. And is he going to make the move already? Is he going to wait?
Yeah.
He's in non-ERS, so he doesn't really want to, but he's done it either way. Legend back down to P2. Will he refight Luke, or will he just lose more positions with Tyler Davison right behind him?
He should actually focus more on behind. Tyler is coming as well as Sam Fate. Sam Fate has great pace as well. Dolga is also a guy that you always have to look out for.
Yeah, Dolga back up to P5. It's a great race for him so far. So, Legend, will he just stick behind and use the DRS? No, he's going to go for it. And stay in front.
Sam Fate is going for it against Tyler. He goes through. Shoves the Alpine a bit. As at the front, Luke goes through on Legend. I think Legend made a mistake there.
I think so. Either that or he's just struggling on the traction a bit as Tyler gets back past Sam Fate, or does he? Yes, he does. The move is done in the braking zone. Wow, and there's a Hasselhoff as well.
To have a look at Sam Fate.
Well, Sam Fate getting past Tyler's not one I expected, but Tyler quickly correcting it.
It really doesn't help those guys that they're fighting for P3 when they should actually just help each other to get back at the back of Legend and Luke. As we see that Legend backs off, not trying to overtake through Ascari.
8 laps to go, and this one, I still don't know who's going to win it, because Legend on the other tyres is still somehow clinging to the back of Luke throughout the lap.
That's just pure talent.
Yeah, absolutely, pure talent. Legend's going to get the DRS, and this time he will get past again.
We could have maybe a 4 wide moment if Sam Fate goes through it as well.
Oh, Tyler looking to the outside. Can he be late on the brakes? Yes, very. Legend looking up and going deep.
Around. Sam Fate through. Sam Fate going for the move as well on Luke.
Well, he's able to drive inside Luke, so that could be another position for him.
He's through. He should be through now.
Well, they're still inside each other. Who knows what's going to happen? Legend is going to be in the lead either way. Sam Fate looks to be in front.
Maybe he's
going
to help him save his teammate. Maybe Legend is going to help him.
Maybe, just maybe. Or Sam Fate might look at this and say, this is where I can get a race win.
He's going for it.
At Monza in a Ferrari. Who doesn't want to win Monza in a Ferrari? Sam Fate to the lead of the race.
Luke right up the back of Legend as Morris picks up 3 seconds.
Another 3-second time penalty for him, and off the track in the background. That's a Bass in the Haas. But it's Sam Fate in the lead from Legend.
Either Legend is going for the move again, or he has to defend 4 attempts.
I think he's going to have to go for it. I think the only way he can defend from those behind is by going for the move. No.
Too far behind. No way he could pass.
Surprised Luke didn't close in on a Legend there.
And that could actually help Sam Fate, because Legend will have less traction. As we have a little squabble back there. 5 attempts now.
Nathan Marriott and Dolga making contact on the exit. Nathan Marriott got through on the Mercedes.
Little moment by Legend, lost a couple of thousands there.
All 9 cars. Oh, wide.
That allows Legend back at him.
Has Sam Fate just kind of opened the door to lose a race win right there? That was a big mistake just before a DRS
Legend
zone.
has to go for it.
Legend's going through.
Luke
Luke
is also going for it. Not the smartest decision, Luke.
Oh, they're still side by side. Will they all survive it? Yes, they do.
But they lost maybe a second. Not quite, but
not
Luke
quite.
shouldn't have gone for that move. That was not smart.
Yeah, I think in the heat of the moment he thought it was on. But yeah, he's lost quite a bit of time there. They've closed back down to Legend.
Sam Fate is pushing, he's going for it again.
Sam Fate opens the DRS,
Tyler
there's
is
time
looking
behind.
at Luke.
This could be 4 wide here. This could be
could
4
be.
wide. They don't go for it. Sam Fate on the inside of Legend. Gets the move done. Luke and Tyler looking for some sort of switchback. Can't get it done. Legend P2, Sam Fate P1. Sam getting away with his mistake the lap before. He's back in the lead. Nine cars all in one train with just 4 laps to go.
Everybody could win it at that moment.
You don't see much like this in league racing.
If one guy makes a mistake at the front and takes out 3 guys, everybody's back into the game.
Absolutely.
As Legend is closing in, he has to sit behind.
Yeah, you
This
don't want to
time.
make a move here. Not into the braking zone. So he sits behind cleverly, and now... Oh, he's almost alongside going into Parabolica. He's gonna get by.
Has him through. He gets the DS by that point. Little moment by Legend that's gonna cost him.
He could lose 2 here. I'd be surprised if he doesn't lose 2 here. Sam Fate, DRS, Luke, DRS.
On the right side, on the left side, the
Tyler doesn't know where to go. Tyler doesn't know where to go. He's on the grass and looks up, and he's got
Little tap
wing
by
damage. Wing damage for Tyler.
Tyler and Legend have contact. Nathan Merritt goes through to P3 on the back of Luke.
And
Going
Condoga.
alongside with Legend. Legend pushes him right.
Wow, it's opened up on this lap. Lap 25, and the chaos is beginning to start. Sam Fate, Luke Davis,
through.
Nathan Marriott, P3, Condoga P4, Legend down to P5 in just 1 lap. And Tyler Davison has damage from going on the grass and hitting to the back of Legend.
Surely tries to make it through, but he's gonna lose much time through the corners now. Sam Fate has a little bit of a gap behind. This could leave him with a little bit of a buffer for the next lap.
Well, I'm not too sure how many races Sam Fate has ever won, but winning Monza in a
It's
Ferrari.
first season, the second race, I think, if I'm correct.
But either way, winning a race in a Ferrari at Monza is definitely an achievement. Can he complete
Luke is
it?
way too far back. He's saving his ES now.
It's all going to
So
go down
maybe-
to the last lap.
Dolga's going for the move on Nathan Merritt. Late dive there.
Oh, can he get
stick
it
it
done?
around? No.
Oh, contact. I don't know if there's damage for Dolga, but definitely some
Nah,
sparks.
Shouldn't be. Weird
It
to be
doesn't look
contact
like
there.
it. Legend, can he
Legend
make
has
the
a
move?
look now. 20 lap old tires and he still goes for moves.
And Tyler trying it as well. Couldn't get it done, then
Tyler
nearly
picked
lost the
up
rear.
3 seconds therefore.
Going towards the last lap, Lucas saving it all for this, and he's got
Oh.
significantly more ERS as well.
He needs to make the move count on the last lap. As Sam Fate is saving it also now.
Well, oh, he has
They
nothing to lose, he
all are
might as well
saving
save
their
it.
ES now.
No
For
one wants to make a pass
last
now.
Push.
No one wants to make a pass now until you get to turn 1. Lucas right up the back though. It's just going to be almost impossible to defend if you're Sam Fate.
It is really impossible. Now Luke has to launch. Using all of his battery now. DS enabled now.
Luke pulls out alongside Sam Fate, and this might be quite an easy move. When we get to the braking zone, Sam Fate, can he do anything about it? No, Luke tries not to outbrake himself. There's more contact between the two corners.
Little bit of pushing.
Legend gets past Nathan Marriott for the last podium position, and Sam Fate, he might as well just go for it now. He's got more ERS than that man in the lead. He's going to the
Full
outside.
switch. On the wrong side there, he can easily be pushed off, losing a bit of time. He's too far back now for the next corners.
He's going to have to absolutely chuck it into
he
these
has
next
to
2 corners.
send it now.
Ascari's the last chance, but he's 5 tenths back, and they're both going to use absolutely everything they have in their battery.
He can maybe get a run also on the last, on the Parabolica.
He's closing, he's closing.
He's closing, he's going for it!
Oh, there's contact!
Massive contact, Luke off!
Luke off! And Sam Fate in the lead, but what will the stewards make of that one? At the moment, it's a Ferrari 1-2. Who knows if it will end that way? Legend at the back of Sam Fate. Is he going to go for the move at the last corner? Yes!
He turns in on him. Nathan maybe gets a chance now.
I don't think he's going to. Across the line, on track, Sam Fate wins the Italian Grand Prix for Ferrari.
But how long does he win it for?
That is the question.
Surely the stewards have a word on that one.
What is the take by those in the stewards room? What is the take of those who have just seen it? Sam Fate wins for now. If not, Legend does. Ferrari win either way. What an ending.
What a race.
You can always guarantee it with Monza. The world famous podium with two men in red on top for now. Are we doing some interviews?
I rally up the troops now. Who was Sam Fate? Oh, I want Nathan here.
After that last lap, there are certainly some good questions.
I'm just gonna invite some of them now. Maybe they join.
Elsewhere, Khan Dolga managed to get P4 in his first ever race on this game. Tyler Davison P5, Adrian up to P6. Brilliant from him. Maurice P7, Luke unfortunately down to 8, Borbune at 9th, and Bass in P10.
Okay, we haven't got Nathan. Do I have him? I don't think so.
Nathan is X Natty G, if you need that.
Legend and Sam Fate already invited.
There is Legend.
Hello.
Hello there.
Let me check one thing. Okay.
So there's Nathan. Okay, I think Sam might not. Okay, at the time that we wait for Sam, we may start with Legend. Oh, Sam is there. Okay. Legend, what was the strategy behind the hearts till the end after the third safety car there?
Very simple. I didn't have new mediums, so it was whether it was staying out or going to softs, but I don't think the softs would have lasted.
You have probably the best view of the incident on the last lap between Sam
That
and
was going to be my question.
Luke. What's your take on this incident at that point?
Very spectacular. It's very yeah, I think that's on Sam, but I think, yeah, I don't know. From behind it looked like it was my team's fault, but obviously you have to see the onboards, but something definitely went wrong there, and yeah, I took advantage from it by passing Luke, and I think my teammate will get a penalty. But yeah, very strange accident.
What do you make of the race in general? Quite possibly had the best pace on the grid as always, but it got really heated after the first safety car. So, how did you see the race in general?
I think it was quite positive. I think Anqualia had the upper hand against everybody. It's my first race on this game, so everything was new basically. So I didn't know if I had the pace for today, but yeah, in quali it was good, and then for the race, yeah, for the first stint, it was pretty good. I think I had the best pace, and then obviously with the safety car and I was in the hards, I think everybody else had a little bit the same pace, but I think I managed it quite well. It was very hectic, and as always, Monza is always chaos, but for now I think it came out pretty positive for me, but yeah, overall decent first race for me.
Good. Do you have any questions, Thomas?
No, you asked anything I wanted to ask about the
Perfect.
strategy and the crash, but if we go to Sam Fate, we heard what your teammate just thought of your crash.
I think Sam has no mic, just wrote it in the chat.
Okay, that's fine.
That's
If you want to go to
it would have been interesting to get his view on this matter, but if he sadly got no mic, then yeah. So that brings us to the. Is it the first podium or is it already your second? But
No,
what a credible race from you, P3.
Thank you very much.
What's your take on the race?
Overall, I'd say that was, from my point of view, that was a very fun race. It was very close. Very, very close at some points, but no, I really enjoyed it. And to be honest, I'm not really complaining about that crash at the end.
You're one of the beneficials of that, but what's your take on that incident if you're sitting behind it and have one of the best views in the house, maybe? What do you make of that?
I didn't see it all too much. I had the Ferrari in front kind of blocking the view. And then the next thing I know, there's a McLaren off the track. So I don't know. I might look back at it later tonight, see how it all unfolded.
Okay. Yeah, Demis, have you got any questions for
Nathan? You had a pretty consistent race. You seemed to be dotted around P5, P6 the whole race. Did at any point you think that a podium was on the cards until the last few laps?
Yeah, honestly, right from the start, I reckon I could get finished in the top 4 at least. I feel like the pace was quite slow at the start. It almost felt like a Formula E race in the sense that the pack was very close. We weren't really pushing. So I was like, if I just keep it clean, stay out of trouble, could come away with some decent points. And that's what I think I was able to execute in the end. And then it was only after the second safety car with like maybe 6 laps to go. I was like, if I just keep it clean, wait for mistakes, let other people fight too much, then I can challenge for the top 3. And that's what happened at the end.
Let the other guys do the work for one.
Exactly.
Best strategy in racing.
Minimum effort, maximum satisfaction.
Best strategy in racing. Okay, I don't think I have any more questions left, so once again, good job on the podium. Maybe a P2 in a couple of hours, but we have to wait and see.
We'll see.
So, which leads me to Khan Dulga. Once again, quite silently working his way up to the field. It didn't seem that good at one point in the race where you got stuck in the midfield pack. How do you think your pace fared against the other guys?
I think at the start of the race I made a mistake and I broke too late and went on the grass, so it didn't start great, but the safety cars helped me a lot. So I just kept it calm and steady. I didn't take much risks because it was my first race in this game. But I think after the last safety car I thought I could take more risks and I went for it, and I think we raced with Legend at one point as well. So it was a good race overall. I think it's the reward of keeping it consistent.
You had probably a good chance at the podium, but I think you'll run out of ERS at some point as well. Do you think you could have maybe kept it going for a podium at one point if you saved more ERS at one stage?
Maybe. I think I used the ERS too much at some point because, it's a new concept for me. I'm not used to managing it. It was too much at some points. So it could have been better, but it's still P15 to P4. I will take it. And maybe even a podium with some penalties.
Yeah.
Okay, Damas, do you have a question for
Um,
Khan?
Basically the same thing I asked Nathan a couple of moments ago. We heard your thoughts on the race, on the new game, just before the race happened. So at that point, did you think that a result like P4 or maybe even better was ever possible?
Not at all, absolutely not. Because, the qualifying, it went horrible. I couldn't get a lap. I hit my teammate on the pit exit. And
Yeah, so
the,
yeah.
the car was all over the place. So I thought if I could finish this race, it would be an achievement. And the points would be an extra, but P4 and potentially a podium now. I'm very happy.
Yeah, no, very well raced. That was
You
good.
have quite
Thank you.
interesting history with getting podiums. Always after penalties you get them.
Exactly, I never had a podium
Do you
on
think
track.
every time you're nearly at the front of the field, the other guys maybe get a curse that they will crash into each other and you get the podium because of the strategy?
Exactly. It's racing. You have to think that as well. You have to keep calm and keep it steady, and maybe if they make mistake, they get a penalty and you go up on the podium. So that's how it works.
Okay. But one last question. You already spoke about it with your teammate in the qualifying session.
Yes.
What exactly happened there? Like we weren't sure if you hit him because you didn't expect Sauber, or who was it coming back on the main straight to come by, and Sam maybe did, or what exactly happened there?
I don't know who it was. I think someone was on a lap on the main straight. So I thought we could manage to get to turn one before him. So I went full gas, but my teammate thought otherwise. So he slammed on the brakes. I didn't expect it. I steered, but I couldn't avoid it. And with the wing damage, my qualifying was over.
Good. Okay. Yeah, done. I think that was it.
Yeah.
All right then. Thank you. See you.
Thank you
Thanks.
for having the time. Good. I think we can safely say that was quite an interesting race. Much better than the Belgium Grand Prix last time around. The stewards will have much work later this evening, but that's gladly not my responsibility. So, once again, thank you for streaming today,
No worries.
and thank you for watching. And I think we can safely say that was one heck of a race.